Hello everybody, I hope you're having a good week and happy PVP Rush to everybody. There's an awesome event going on now where everybody gets increased rewards for PvP. So this video I wanted to give a few tips onto how you can maximize your gold in this PvP Rush event and earn as much gold as you possibly can and cash in here because it's a really good gold making opportunity. And I also wanted to share what is probably the strongest rev build right now so that you can have the best shot at getting those wins and making lots of gold. So I will give off some tips, then talk about the build, and then we'll do a bit of a commentary over a nice gameplay. So let's get into it. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to say that if you're new here, I upload 4K Guild Wars 2 PvP videos just about every week. If that sounds like your kind of thing, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. Thanks, guys. So we're going to start off with how to maximize our gold earned in this event. So you want to crack open the old boosters from your bank here. Find one that gives 50% PvP reward track gain. This one's really nice. 2 hours, great. I've been using that. That stacks with the reward track gain from the event really nicely. Another thing you can do as well is go into a leveled up guild hall. You can go to the tavern and you can talk to the barkeep there, and you can get all kinds of really nice permanent buffs for a variety of things, but we are interested in the PvP one. This stacks with the booster you just used, it stacks with the event, so that will add another 10% on top of our already 100%. So we're doing really well. And the Thunderhead Peaks reward track is the best one for gold per hour. You can verify this if you go to Guild Wars 2 Fast Farms. So make sure to enable that for the most gold per hour. And last but not least here, go to your Wizard Vault and set your things to PvP. The PvP quests are super easy. You can knock these out really, really easily, and you'll be drowning in Astral Acclaim before you know it. So the build that I am playing is Devastation, Salvation, Vindicator. This is generally regarded to be the meta most strongest rev build at the moment, and so that's why I'm playing it. It's been a long while since I've played Vindicator. I've been on a big Herald kick, and here are the weapons, runes, and sigils. I happen to be running the Relic of the Daredevil, but the Relic of the Wayfinder is also a very strong pick. You trade some critical chance for a huge increase in your movement speed. Without this, you're glacially slow. It's a little bit painful to play without, but I do really like my big crits. So I generally have been on the Daredevil Relic, but definitely consider the Wayfinder Relic. It's probably the better of the two, but try both out and see what you prefer. Now for weapons, I'm using the Greatsword and the Hammer. Cleansing Energy on the Greatsword. You can swap this out for some more offensive sigils. You can use an Intelligence or Exposure, Exploitation, all kinds of things, but this is what I like to run. I like to run safe builds, and I really like an Intelligence sigil on the Hammer. That makes it so that you get a 3 guaranteed crits after your Legend swap, which is really nice. I wanted to also say that you can swap these out pretty freely. You can swap the Greatsword out for dual swords. You can swap the Hammer out for a staff. Personal preference, this is what is best. This is the strongest combination, but you can switch it up. Speaking of switching up, if you're struggling with Connie Cleanse and you're, I'm going to say maybe low gold 3 or below that, feel free to swap Devastation for Invocation. I would do these particular traits, but you can swap them around. This will give you better Connie Cleanse and better survivability at the cost of some of your damage. Now, damage is not something that Vindicator struggles with, so you can definitely afford to make this swap if you're, lower rating and not trying to be, top 50 on the leaderboard or whatever. But so that's a recommendation. A couple swaps you can make. So okay, let's get into some gameplay here. Yeah, no video last week. I had something come up that kind of annoyed me, kind of demotivated me. Didn't really want to make a video. So I just took a little bit of time to just hang out. And so anyways, we're going beach here. And I'm really paranoid that they're stealth, so I throw the hammer 5 down. I use this dodge here. scurry away. I'm like super paranoid looking back, but turns out they weren't there. So here they come through this little gate. I'm going to chuck some damage in there. The Hammer 2, Hammer 5, the Scavenger Burst, and the enemy Vindy uses his big Greatsword 5 first. So I know that that cooldown is out from him, and I think I can pressure him, so I use my Greatsword 5, and it gets his Necro friend. And at this point we are chasing this Vindicator down. Need to dodge that Hammer 5 of his. He's very low, we're 2v1. But yeah, people in these high-rated games, they don't die very easily. They have good kiting, good movement, so it takes a while to kill them, and finally get him with a nice burst with phased traversal. Leave him to bleed, and now I'm going to try and defend our node here. I see this fella is sneaking up towards it. Now look at how slow I am with no Wayfinder Relic. This is kind of one of the big issues with this version of the build, and not having Invocation on Rev here. I should have phase traversal before I cast my Greatsword 2. It would have gotten me the kill there. This is actually going to spiral a little bit. That one little mistake, right? I cast my Greatsword 2 before I cast my phase traversal. And so my phase traversal didn't work, and so the warrior survived. So now the warrior gets away, and I need to chase him. So I'm trying to get this kill. I get him so low here. Another mistake there. I shouldn't have cast my Hammer 3. I should have just auto-attacked. And now I'm finding myself 2v1. The warrior got away because they're very fast, and if you're not running Invocation, you have no swiftness, and so you're really slow. So I get the warrior in, the thief here. Warrior comes back. I put a bunch of damage into the thief while he was in his Shadow Refuge thing, so he's hanging back a bit, but he's coming up for another burst. Switch target here, and I think I can pressure the thief. I think he's used most of his initiative. I get him down to 2%, but I can't chase him, so go back to the node to help my friend. We want to try to be going to the biggest fights we can here as Vindicator because of the fact that we do so much damage in such a large AoE, but I get pressured very heavily by the Necro, who is giving me lots of CC and lots of conditions, which are something that this build doesn't really deal with super well. So I need to kite a little bit, get a little bit of damage from range, and get that Necro down. Good stuff. Now the warrior rampages, and so I need to get this stomp very quickly here. So I try and cleave him down. You get so much damage. I put so much damage into him, but no, it wasn't quite enough. The enemy warrior had stability when he was stomping my ally there, so he was able to stomp him quite quickly. So this warrior, remember, I almost had him dead at mid, and he survived this whole bloody time, all off of that one mistake of me casting my sword 2, my Greatsword 2, before I cast my phase traversal. So this is a long-standing issue. I'm looking to hopefully put an end to this problem. Him and I have been fighting for the last, like, maybe 3 minutes. It's been completely ridiculous. Don't hit the full counter. And my friend puts him in a fear ring, and that is enough to finally get that guy. But he lived for a very long time and was a very big problem for my team to deal with. So he's down. I'm getting some nice range damage. You want to always keep the CC pressure up on this build. I think that one thing that separates the wheat from the chaff when it comes to Vindicators and Rev players is newer and intermediate level Vindicators and Revenants pose a threat to the enemy team in the way of damage. They do high damage, but I'd say experienced and advanced level Revs also do a lot of CC. You know, when you fight the good, strong Revs, the ones who are closer to the top of the leaderboard, you're going to get CC'd a lot. And that's one thing that I try and recommend to people who are learning the class, you know, people who come to me for tips, is try and use more CC. You've got a lot of it on Rev, but I find that generally it's underutilized. So let's see here. He goes in his Shadow Refuge, so I just spam a whole bunch of damage here, trying to get him. I'm just auto-attacking. If your auto-attack chain progresses, then you know that you found him, but it's just on the first one, still looking for him. He's back after the longest stealth of all time. He probably got his heal off. I need to stow my Jade Winds there because I was blind. And thieves, you know, when they're running away, you just kind of want to go on your hammer and just auto attack them and sort of walk them down, so to speak. He ports on the node, so I have to give him the stomp here and finish him off, and there you go. So the Wayfinder Relic is a nice pick for this build because it eliminates the slow movement speed. It really increases your movement speed. You know, the speed at which you are able to get around the map on this build is really bad. If you have a support, it's not so big of a deal because you can just kind of get swiftness off of them and just sort of roll around as a big hit squad, big sort of Zerg. But yeah, if you're trying to roam around the map and cover multiple objectives, it makes it quite difficult. So a couple Condis from my friendly Necro tick on the enemy Rev and get him down, and now we are against the Warrior here. The Warrior's burned his heal and his full counter, so now is when you want to do some damage if you can. And he gets Shield of the Bone, which is fantastic, which allows me to do a huge combo into him for free. Well played by my friendly Necro there. I've got a personal target on him because that player is very highly rated, and I just kind of wanted to keep a tab on him so I can hopefully amplify his force and keep him fragging out. That was kind of my plan to win here. So the Rev is low, he goes away, so I poured in on him to secure the kill. So that is done, that is good. Looking down here, I want to help my friend, but he doesn't need it. He is out, so that's okay. Just keeping an eye on the map here. My Necro gets in a fight with the Rev, so I come down to help. Throw in some damage from range. He pops his Glint heal, so now he is out of steam. But there's so many people on him, and I really don't want to lose this mid node, so I kind of just come up here to this advantageous position. You can see how things are going, keep tabs on the map. I see this Warrior's low, so I poured in on him through the wall and finished that kill. But from this particular point on the map, you get a really nice view of two nodes, which is nice. You can keep tabs on two parts of the map all from one spot, which makes this particular spot really handy to hold. So that's why I'm just kind of chilling here and watching my map. Now, just as I look away, I was watching it for like 10-15 seconds. Just as I look away, the thief appears on that node. That was super unfortunate timing. And now I've got two of them on me. I juked the Rev slightly with my Hammer 3, which was nice. Got poison on me forever. Now I need to kite. I'm going to need to play for my life here because I'm already low. This jump is such a pain with no movement speed that I don't even bother trying it. I just go back down here, get this node capped. And because we're up, right? Because we're up 100 points, I'm trying to play defensively. I'm trying to hold on to the nodes that we have and not go for any crazy brazen plays or pushes or anything like that. Anything that could compromise our lead, compromise our victory, and just let the nodes that we own tick and let the nodes that we own generate points for us. So that's why I am hanging out around mid. My map is looking awfully quiet, but I see that a friend dies on far. So I know two things, okay? I know that there's a whole bunch of enemies on far, and I know that they're going to be coming here because they're going to be wanting the decap. So here they come, and there's a couple options here, right? You can give up the node and try and survive, or you can try and hold the node, which will often compromise your life. So quick split-second decision-making. I decide that I want to try and hold the node, but I get hit with the Rev's Spear of Archimedes, and it makes it so that I die very quickly. And yeah, we don't hold the node for very long, but I tried my best, and we do have home, which means that it's not a big deal. It's not an issue because off respawn I can just go and sit on home. They will be pushing there, but it's not a super big deal because we've got somebody watching it. One of the luxuries of being in higher rated games is that you will have teammates that will make dependable rotations and defend nodes and do all that fun stuff. So we just sit here, And that is pretty much the end of the game now, because we have a node and we only need 5 points. So I'm just sitting here and waiting for the end of the game. Now check this out, okay? I've got all these boosters going, and the PvP event is going on. Look at all these chests that I earn. Oh my god. I'm sitting here for days collecting my loot. So anyways, have fun with the PvP Rush, folks. If you would like somebody to play with, my information is in the comments. Feel free to hit me up and add me and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all for me, and I will see you guys next week.